Ahoy mates, I am the River Pirate. Welcome to my channel, the River Pirate 13. Please stab that subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking about my thoughts on my recent cruise on MSC Seaside. So, hold fast. Ahoy mates, I am the River Pirate, and I just wanted to do a real quick review of MSC Seaside. We cruised on that ship on April 27th. It was a 3-day cruise. It only went to their private island of Ocean Key, and I got my pineapple from Ocean Key, by the way, and it's not upside down. Stop, get your minds out of the gutter. And it was a great cruise. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife and I normally just cruise Carnival and Royal Caribbean, kind of alternate between the two of them. And I thought, let's try MSC for the first time. And the Seaside, I thought, well, you know, that's a newer ship. And it'll be the largest cruise ship we've been on so far, since it's at, you know, over 150,000 tons. And it looked very pretty. It looked a very pretty ship, and I'd heard good things about the ship. So we thought, well, let's try it. Didn't have a whole lot of money at risk. I got an incredible, probably one of the least expensive balcony cabin cruises I've ever been on. And the private island was beautiful. So let's just start talking about, real briefly, the balcony cabin. I thought it was roomy, nice, had a great view, plenty of space in there, and it was about the same size as the last time I was aboard Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas. I thought the cabin was about the exact same size. The one thing that surprised me was the balcony was actually deeper wise, meaning I would say it was I mean, the width part, standing on it wasn't any different, but the distance from the sliding glass door to the glass railing was definitely wider. You could walk past your chairs without bumping them at all. That was good. The other thing I'd point out is the ship has tons of bars on board. The only thing I would say is you can see beautiful cocktails at all these different bars that we got to visit. There were some that we did not get to try, mainly because Expedia Cruise Traveler, whatever company, had some kind of forum on board the ship, and they basically were given full access to some of these bars where no one else could go. They were reserved, and that was kind of a bummer. But let me take a sip of this. However, you do the best you can. We also, after visiting all the great bars, we went and visited the spa, which was very nice. Very nice entrance to it. We wandered around and saw the Miami Beach pool area. That was nice. As you can see, it's very pretty, especially at night. Wow, that's gorgeous. We also went to the back of the ship where they have it's not an infinity pool, but it's sort of trying to be one, but it's an aft pool. I liked it, and it was great. And also, I later on I went all the way up to the highest deck and went across the Bridge of Oz, and it was quite unnerving looking straight down, which I guess was about 18 decks, 16 or 18 decks. It was a long way down, but I went across it twice, so I really liked it. The ship also doesn't have a main how can I say it? On Royal Caribbean, you have in the center of the ship, most of them, you can go down a main mall area. The ship doesn't have that. Deck 8 gets you everywhere. You can go from almost front to back on the ship on Deck 8. But they have it more where you're on the outside walking around the ship and on these glass elevated walkways, which was kind of neat. The restaurants, we didn't get to experience any of the specialty restaurants. Again, due to Expedia cruises, booking them all up and nobody else could book them. The dining room that we were in, surprisingly, was pretty plain. I was actually surprised. I would have thought on an Italian cruise ship, the dining room would be just elegant with crystal chandeliers and whatever. None of that. It was really, it was almost on par with a cafeteria. That was what I was really surprised at. I thought they would have had that more of a focal point, but they didn't. But I was in there for the food anyways, right? Well, I can tell you this. I liked the food. I thought their choices on there were fine. As you can see, there's some really great foods that you could order. I hadn't had a surf and turf on a cruise ship since for a while. I mean, years. They used to include it in the main dining room, and now it's like an extra charge on I think Carnival and Royal Caribbean now. What else? I thought the atrium was probably one of the most beautiful atriums I have ever seen on any cruise ship. It just had a wow factor to it. It's seeing is believing. I just had no idea. Really thought that was just amazing. The lighting, the Swarovski crystal stairs. I mean, I saw a bunch of people taking pictures of the stairs. I don't remember any cruise ship I've been on that I saw anyone wanting to take pictures of the stairs. People on the stairs, but not the stairs by themselves. That was pretty amazing. And I think the destination, Ocean Key. Think of it as, if you've ever been on Royal Caribbean and you sailed to Coco Key, if you went to it when it was first open, when they first had anyone go in there, and that was back when you had to tender the island, there wasn't anything there. It wasn't, now it's an amusement park. Well, Ocean Key is like that island, Coco Key, before the amusement park. There are no swimming pools on it. You do dock, you don't have to, at least you don't have to tender in. And they have, I believe, about 1.5 miles of coastline or beach around the island, and 5 different beaches you can go on. And plenty of bars, plenty of food. The food was good. I didn't walk away saying, oh, that food's awful. I thought it was just there was nothing different about it. So, would I sail on MSC again? Absolutely. In fact, I have a cruise booked for December. I'm going to be going on the Seashore versus the Seaside. Now, the Seashore is I think it's called an Echo class, XL or whatever class, Echo, just a bigger ship. It'll be tonnage-wise, it's bumping up against 180,000 tons, and the length and width, it's comparable to any of the Freedom class ships of Royal Caribbean as far as length goes, but much higher in tonnage. And the arcade game room of the cruise ship on MSC Seaside. I don't want to forget that part. They got the Formula One experience. They got the bowling and a big, huge arcade. It was probably the F1 experience was fun. It was harder. It was a lot harder. I guess I don't play video games because it's kind of difficult. But you have to sign up for these things. Now, I had bought the package where I got the bowling and the Formula One experience, and they had some motion simulator that I didn't get to do, and I didn't get to do the bowling either because I didn't know to sign up for all this. So I only got to do the Formula One part. So if you go aboard MSC, make sure you're signing up for just about everything. They got these kiosks where you can do it at. so it was a learning curve for me and my wife. So we got it figured out. So this next time we won't be so lost. I will say one thing about MSC: it is different than Carnival and Royal Caribbean. And when I say different, is they do things different. The muster drill is different. And how is it? Well, you do it in your cabin. You do have to go find where your station is, but you still you finish it in your cabin, the muster drill. The other thing is on Carnival, you get announcements like every 10 minutes, it feels like. And Royal Caribbean, every 20 minutes. On MSC, I think they may have had 3 or 4 announcements, and I never heard the cruise director. I think maybe once I heard him talk. He was not. He just they're not. I don't know, the cruise director. I saw him. I did see him, but I didn't. It wasn't like on the Royal Caribbean or Carnival. It's not a. It's. I guess the best description I can give you is Carnival is like more of a party ship. It's all about the fun, and it's just a lot of energy going on. Royal Caribbean, depending on what ship you're on, it can be kind of laid back and subdued, or it can be a little rousy. MSC was somewhere between this laid back and almost I don't want to call it energy. Musicians, yes, but the rest of it wasn't as much. So I found the cruise relaxing. So and who knows, the seashore might be a totally different experience. I hope to. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps. Definitely try MSC. I'm not turning anyone away from it. I strongly recommend you try cruising on them. Keep an open mind. Just kind of go with the flow. Don't. Best thing I tell you is don't go, oh man, I wish this was like Royal Caribbean, or man, I wish they did this like Carnival. Instead of doing that, just go with the flow, and you'll get the feel of it, and then you'll know if it's right for you or not. I did the 3-day because I was, hedging my bet that if I didn't like MSC, I didn't have a bunch of money at stake, and I hadn't a bunch of time at stake. This next cruise in December will be a lot longer, so I'll get to experience more of the ship, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that, keep cruising. Shafar.